What's happening, guys? This is Sammy Geek back here with another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons that you should consider the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. And I wanted to jump online here and let you guys know, usually what I do during my reviews is I do not talk specs. I leave that to the other reviewers to bore you with hours of specs and 30 seconds of real-world usage, and that's not what I'm here for. So I'm going to hit you guys up today with 5 of my favorite features of this watch that I think could make you consider it. I do want to start off saying that I did switch out the band. As you can see here, this is the 44mm version. I did switch out the factory band. I prefer a little bit thinner band, and these are just some aftermarket bands. I have a variety of different colors that I've purchased on Amazon, and I do love these bands. They're very thin. I can link them in the description below if you guys are interested. Let me know. I do have the always on display here cooking. So let's kick this off with number 1, the design. So a little bit of background real quick on me is that I've had all of the Samsung watches, and you guys, if you've seen my videos, you guys know I've tried the Garmin and a variety of other watches, the Fitbits. I've been across the board, and I continue to go back to Samsung for the reason that'll be number 2, but let's just talk about design here for a second. This thing has just absolutely blown my mind. I love what Samsung did with this watch. I mean, love the design. I'm telling you guys. My last watch was the Watch Active 2. And to me, the Watch Active 2, I mean, it did everything I wanted to, and it was awesome when it first came out, but it was very rounded around the corners, and it was just, I don't know, it looked cheap for lack of a better term. This thing is just awesome. As you can see, this is aluminum. It's not stainless steel or anything like that, but the aluminum is like a brushed aluminum. It's not this shiny, kind of cheap looking aluminum. It's got a really great look to it. And as you guys can see how it's very sharp around the, they've cut it down so it's not rounded anymore this year, which it was very rounded last year. Actually, this angle right here shows the best, but you can see. And anyway, so it kind of cuts off, it does like this waterfall edge off the side into this black, this sharp looking black. I mean, it's just amazing. I really, really, really love what they did with this design, because now what you can do is you can really class this thing up. You could add a leather band or do something to make it look really fancy if you're gonna go out and you need to dress this thing up. Also, the watch faces, there's a variety of different watch faces that you can choose. I always go for the real minimalist. As you can see, this is what I've done to kind of set this guy up. So this actually takes me to number 2. This watch, the second main reason that I absolutely love these watches, and actually the main reason I've always loved Samsung watches, is that it works flawlessly with Samsung phones. In fact, sometimes I think people are crazy not having a smartwatch. If you're rocking a Samsung phone, I mean, it's just, let me give you one example here that I absolutely love that other brands cannot do. If you have a Samsung phone and a Samsung watch, or even one of their, the Fit, if you get a notification, like let's say you set an alarm, not a notification, but if you set an alarm, I don't know, let's call it like your morning alarm. And when your phone goes off, your watch will go off as well. And that's great, but it actually, Samsung takes it to the next level, and you can actually snooze if your cell phone is across the room and your alarm is going off, you can actually snooze it from your watch. And to me, that is just the coolest thing. But it basically works flawlessly with the Samsung, and it adds a lot of additional features, which I'm gonna kind of talk about next. So number 3, my third favorite reason for having a Samsung watch, and particularly this one, is the notifications. Oftentimes my phone is in my pocket, and I loved being able to see text messages and things like that on this watch. So when a message comes in, you will have a notification here, and you'll see the text message will pop up. And the new watch The new Wear OS that they're using here actually gives you a better way. So you'll get a text message, and at the bottom, you can quickly respond with some predetermined responses. You can actually tap a button that will record your voice and send your voice. There's a variety of ways to do it. You can do the emoji thing. It's just so fantastic, and it's seamless, and it is just a beautiful thing. So those little text messages that you're shooting back and forth with a friend or family, whoever it might be, just pops up, and you don't have to take your phone out of your pocket. It's such a companion to go along with the Samsung Watch, with the phones. It's just any one of the Samsung phones. I don't care if it's an older one or a newer one. It will have the ability to do it. So that brings me to number 3. My third favorite reason for using this watch is the health functions. So there was a time that I did not wear these watches every day. Sometimes I would skip days, sometimes I wouldn't wear them at night, and I'm referring to my old Samsung watches that I had in the past. And so what they did with this watch in particular is they really polished everything up. So not only is the screen more beautiful than it was before, it looks sharper, crisper, nicer, it's faster. I really love what they did with the, as you can see, yeah, if you saw my body fat here, that's the next thing. Apparently I need to get back into the gym. So the body fat thing is the coolest thing ever, to be able to look at body fat. So obviously I've had a fun summer, and I think this is maybe a little bit high. Let me get back my focus here. I think this is a little bit high, honestly, because I have a Garmin scale that I use as well. But it gives you a starting point. And even if it is a little bit higher, as it drops, you can tell that your body fat's going down. So, but yeah, so the different functionality here, it's really almost, let's see, I'm gonna just cancel this out for now. But the new buttons here for, it's wanting me to get on GPS, but the new buttons for the workouts and so forth are there, and just fantastic. But the health tracking is so awesome. Once you start wearing these watches, you're just gonna get hooked, and it's just ridiculous, because now you can see your sleep details, and you can see your health, you can see everything on these. If you want to record and track your heart rate through the day, you certainly can, your stress levels and so forth. And by the way, I just dropped number 4, which is the sleep function. That for me was awesome. So if I go over here, I don't mind sharing this with you guys. I might have to get a focus, but so last night was a really funky night. Now I didn't really sleep for 10 hours, but what I did is I went upstairs, and I was having a difficult time sleeping. So I passed out like right away at first. Let me tap on this, and you can see if you have a Samsung watch, basically what it does is you can see the different color coordinated things here, but it gives you a sleep record or sleep score, and then it'll tell you actual sleep time. But here's what is really golden. If you look here, it says awake for 1 hour and 30 minutes, REM, light sleep, and so forth. So I was really having some trouble sleeping last night. I was up in the middle of the night, I think probably looking at my phone at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I thought I was tired. I was watching some TV at night. So long story short, you get to see this stuff every morning. It is just the best thing ever to be able to see how you sleep. Now, this watch also has, for this generation, the ability to track snoring, which is crazy, and your actual blood oxygen saturation, I believe. So I'm gonna try that tonight and see how that works. But I mean, combined with your sleep score, you can actually tell and get some sort of preliminary signs if you have some sort of signs of sleep apnea and things like that out of a wristwatch. I mean, the technology packed into this thing is just insane. So the health tracking and the sleep is just awesome. Going to the gym and tracking it is just fantastic. And lastly, number 5 for me is, and then I got a bonus here for you guys as well, but number 5 for me is the phone calls. So I mentioned notifications, but the phone calls on this are awesome. So if somebody calls you and you actually, your phone is in the other room, or it's in your pocket again, or whatever, it fell in between the couch cushions, whatever, you can easily answer your phone call, and you're like, all right, well, I bet it doesn't sound good on the other end. Surprisingly, No, it absolutely sounds like you're talking on your phone. If you use one of these Samsung watches from like the Watch Active 2 or this one, and you talk on the watch, even if it's 2 feet away from your face, and you ask the person, how do I sound? They're gonna say, you sound fantastic. And you're gonna say, does it sound like I'm talking on my watch or my phone? They will probably 9.5 times out of 10 say they believe you're talking on your phone. What that does is, and this brings me to my bonus point, and what this does is really rounds out this entire package. Okay, so you've got a cell phone that you carry every day with you all the time. You shove it in, if you're ladies, you're shoving it in your purse. Guys, it's in your pocket, it's in your center console of your car, whatever. You know, it's in the other room. I don't care where, but this is the perfect companion. At least I've fallen in love with it as the perfect companion, because not only obviously it tells the time, the date, then you've got timers, you've got voice memos, you've got find your phone. Like, how many times have you lost your phone? This makes it worthwhile for me. I don't know, I just lose my phone all the time somewhere in the house. And if I can tell you how many times I've used the find your watch function, it's just crazy. So the new one has this new operating system, which is just killer. All the apps in here. Here's find your phone right there. Samsung Pay, alarms. I mean, it's just ridiculous, you guys. I just can't begin to tell you how awesome. This thing is so underrated. It's just silly. People, I know they're doing the reviews online, but the reviews are boring because they don't tell you what real people are using and what features real people are, you know, getting benefit from. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys. This thing, Samsung, they knocked it out of the park, you guys. I mean, everything from the design to the functionality, to the smoothness of it, to the graphics, the display. I mean, the ease of use, health tracking, the notifications, the call functionality, working so super seamlessly with your Samsung phone. The list goes on, and you can play with these faces and dial them in and have fun with them and change them every day and change your bands out, and it's ridiculous. I mean, you'll probably get a day and a half, 2 days out of the battery. I mean, you don't have to charge these things every single day. If you do always on display, you might, but usually I don't have always on display on. But anyway, I hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, drop it below, and I will probably be doing a review soon of this watch, the new one, versus the old Active 2. So I have an Active 2. I'm going to kind of pit it up against, so I can show people what are the changes between the Active 2 and the new Watch 4 here. So talk to you guys soon. Peace out.